So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Clive! You're here!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. There's swarms of them out there. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time if we need it. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their homes at least.
Well done.
Welcome back, Sid. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August hadn't let slip. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's most infamous outlaw? Keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. Zoldan, how long's it been? Long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
That your idea of an apology? Prick.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best. For the village and that.
I did, yeah. But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt I had to.
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost is safe.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway.
Yeah, so have I.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck my nose in. We're short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to bite it off.
Prick or not, I won't abandon Dravost to a swarm of Akashic.
Just say the word. The villagers know to keep out of sight when the fighting starts.
You, ready for the off, then?
We can't afford to waste any more time.
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with the scouts, though. Don't want any nasty surprises, do we? Oh, and Blackthorn, you and Zoltan might be better off staying inside the...
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more coming up from the mines.
What was I saying about nasty surprises?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open. We're pulling back behind the gates.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep your weapons handy.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's our job. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic beasts can do to armor. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped to face what's coming.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much time as I can.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. But it won't come to that. I promise.
You'd better be right.
Take good care of Dravost till I get back.
Leave it to me. And Give those things what for, yeah?
All right. Which one of you's first? Nice try. Is that it? Apparently not. They're not getting past me.
Ah!
question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece!
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it. Well, almost.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall. But we got the bastards, don't you worry.
Good. Though you do know, more will come in time.
In time, yeah. But we can think about them later. Let's get you back inside.
Sid! You're even more fearsome than your reputation. Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravovst won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, it's our home. We'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defenses.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you. So, thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, it was anything but. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, it was true. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept this place alive.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but Dravozh isn't what it once was. Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day because it's easy and turns a profit. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but no one sees the point. The average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorn. Remind Dravozh what a true master blacksmith looks like. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forge again.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And I wish I could accept, but I'm needed elsewhere. There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let them down.
Fair enough.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft, shall we?
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
Knowing him, he'd let you in anyway. Blackthorn. The Master Smith turned outlaw, back in my good graces. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got something for you.
And this is?
A token of our last but I'm of a mind to make you. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief for generations.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to own an edge Odin would be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravozd in the I knew I'd never surpass you with a hammer and toe between the two of us.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway?
As long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan. I'll tell you what, Clive. If we pull this up...
With a little help from Blackthorn, I don't see why we can't restore Dravozd to its...
I'll get him back to the hideaway. Don't you worry about that.
We were just about to make a start on that sword, I promise.
It's funny, but... You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest blacksmith alive.
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah?
Right. To the bellows it is then.
Well, bugger me.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something. Thank you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest craftsman alive, then?
It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history, but we're up for the challenge. Here,
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back.
We reckon with those items there, we could...
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start...
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past.
Then tap the kegs!
Trouble with your gear, or... I never thought, and if it hadn't been for you... What do you want? Anything else?
Stews. Awfully thin these days.
Yeah. So, what'll it be? That it? Fine.
Oh, don't tell me we've run.
Little papio nuts and all.
covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago. Those things I said before about not
So many were injured.
Oh, my wards and...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his...
The High Card?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Said not that any of those things still exist.
And what does he want with...
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which to build... He's already secured the support of the various army remnants.
He would rob the populace to...
Believe me, I have used every means...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By a man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke? Oh, no. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation.
And who could blame?
Clive, would you, for your services to Northreach, and unlike Philippe, no, well?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then. In the garrison.
Overseeing the troop.
All right. I may have met this Duke before. At the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the... You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. Wait here. I'll go.
So, you are the sellsword, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me...
Neither, Your Eminence.
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison will... Yet you needn't be. Pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is they who shall see the holy...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from... Which is more than can be said for... The Empire wants for a capital... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. We need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people. If Sandbreck is to be one whose authority, that is why so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed. And yet there are those who persist.
I suspect there are...
Precisely. The common folk have little and less. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salt...
Sabine.
Yes. And I told you then how putting the Empire before has...
Without an empire, there are no cities.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga will...
Do not take her name in vain,
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows of those.
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't you build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell... If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's up. Whatever it...
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain...
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place, and with hardly a word to the dame. This...
I take it you'd rather she was...
As far as I'm... Just need his...
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
Excuse me, do you have I wondered if you'd mind sharing your...
Well, I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the empires. And if that means people who don't know one end of...
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plan. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me. All I know is that unless the Emperor... Look, no one likes all these taxes. Once Sandbreck is back on her feet...
As long as you remain, the Vale will see to your needs.
You're the one who's talking to his
On the dame's behalf, yes. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain.
For you, sir? Thank you for that. How can I help?
I wanted to ask you about... Do you intend to...
To tell you, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's...
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love. Well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing, at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing.
Ah, Clive, were you able to...
I was.
though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose will they deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion. And the soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrek? I dare say I too. Thank you for
I don't know about...
What happened to your unit?
I handed it in. Told the lads I wished them well.
But...
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of protecting. I honestly don't know when those monsters, but I'm certain they're not. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. And with you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me. There's no point following orders if...
Indeed.
all of us. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn our attention. Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, I fear His Eminence has...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the...
There may be hope for Northreach, especially with men like you, and I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid. Until then, Clive.
Until then?
Ah, Clive, you'll be...
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has... But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge... You couldn't do me a quick...
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask El. Find out exactly how much faster I need...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, El. I know, but no buts about it.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediate. The talks with the Republican army, they've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak, though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above the going, but the consortium offered double what we'd...
You had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all.
El? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look...
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about the bearers. How did the consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The consortium will have... I'm going to Randall...
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep...
Oh, and that's... Well, it looks... From meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. She'll never join them after this, surely. She means to stay with us, then.
You have to try...
You're right. And if El's off fighting for the cause, so I bid you farewell and safe travels. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. You go to Randala and see if you can stop my sister biting the consortium's heads off.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar, then. I'd better not keep Eloise waiting.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. Many thanks. You're welcome anytime.
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal. Looks like this is the end of the road for us.
When are they gonna let us through?
Let's go.
Yeah!
All right. That'll do, girl. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with a
Here they are now.
You wish to consult?
I did. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy the...
You misunderstand. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. And so we resumed.
I did not hesitate. I am simply nothing. But what is done is done.
Alas, you are too late yet. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow. He insisted the bearers be fed. Dress. That's what you get when you deal with...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is... They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knackers, yeah.
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, and with it, my interest in joining your organ...
My associates will be...
I'm sorry you weren't able to...
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to... Their representative hinted at a possible... I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might... As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you...
No. I entertained the Consortium's I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out.
You tried.
I did. But they deserved... I wanted so badly to see them free.
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they need help.
Theo!
I'll go on it.
Thank you, Clara. I'll get...
Hold on, Theo.
Ready, go?
only to ride from here.
What's the situation?
Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village.
Just have to pray he makes it.
I can do better than that. This is no time to ride. Good girl. Run like the wind. Where are you, Theo? Time to fight. Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. It's over. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Let's try. Too slow.
over.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you! Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone, because I sent him to that place. Again.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand.
To live my... He never could come...
What exactly? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo, a late bloomer, for unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of that before they could.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the... But he said you deserved a better life than this, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night, and the choice I made, and the fact that I would make the same choice again in our... He was never a burden. If anything...
You weren't, Eloise. that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on. We can make a difference here. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do. Ensuring bringing smiles to people's faces, just like and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you. Let's go on together.